What's up, guys? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sam Marvin, and I have been in the photography industry for 25 plus years. While I love being a creative, business is my passion, and elevating the industry of photography is my focus. I created the 7-Figure Photographer to share my journey to 7 figures and to help others find their way too. Have you ever wondered, should I watermark my photos or should I not? That's basically what we're going to talk about today. I did a poll the other day, or a question I put out online, and asked, what do you think? Do you watermark or do you not watermark? Now, surprisingly, the reaction or the response was much different than I expected, or much different than I was ready for. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. And I wanted to share with you what my opinions or what my thoughts on the situation are. And of course, this is just an opinion. It doesn't matter. And that's one of the great things about business, is so much of it, there's no right way to do it. Now you'll find I will get really passionate about a lot of things and make you feel like I'm telling you, and maybe even sometimes say you're doing it all wrong, but you got to do it this way. But if there's one thing I've learned about this business, is there is no right way. There are other ways to do things, but typically I'm going to be passionate about the things that I've found and how they work. But I always try to be open. I said try to be open to other ways, because it is valuable information. But I was really surprised to hear how passionate people were about the different ways and the different things that they thought about whether or not you should watermark your pictures. Now, specifically, I'm talking about pictures that go online, social media use, that kind of stuff. Now, I know there's a lot of you who don't even allow posting, which I think you're kind of crazy. But to each their own. I mean, I think a social media file is grossly different than an actual digital. Obviously, they are pretty much the same, but an image that you have watermarked for people to use on social media in this day and age with senior portraits, it's challenging. That's what the kids want. Obviously, we're servicing two different clients. We have the parent as well as the senior, and so it makes it a little bit challenging. But some of the things that were said, there was a lot of concern about the theft of images. And I think that, theft is obviously different than imitation or copying. Theft is straight up stealing your images. Now, to be brutally honest, there's if somebody's stealing your images, just sit back and watch the show, because the fireworks are going to go off. That idiot is going to get what is coming to them. If any of you have stolen images, I apologize for calling you an idiot, but you're a freaking idiot. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know how to sugarcoat it. I can't do it. But imitation is the purest form of flattery. So stealing and using your pictures is kind of like, hey, I wish I was like that person. Now, I must suck ass, guys, because I don't think I can honestly say in 25 years that anybody has stolen one of my images and used it as their own. So that must just mean I suck. Or your brain is too focused on people are stealing my shit. And that's you got to get out of that headspace. People are so stuck in, I don't want to share what I know. I don't want to share my secrets. I don't want to share my images. I don't want people stealing my stuff or copying what I do. You know what? The reason you struggle is because you're so focused on that crap instead of focused on just moving forward. But like I said, I must suck really bad, because nobody has ever stolen any of my images. If they have, they did a really good job of it, and nobody even knew my stuff well enough to say, hey, Sam, this person stole your image. So we're going to move on. And where do I stand on the matter? I clearly believe that any image on social media should be watermarked or branded in some way. I have a lot of reasons why for that. When we work as hard as we do, why would you not want the world to know how to get back to your brand? How many times do you get business just because people saw your logo. And sometimes, like, most people don't even understand what my logo is. In fact, at one point in time, if hopefully Yen will put this into like the YouTube video, you can see my logo. It looks like a bottlenose dolphin. Like, people are like, what the hell is that logo? What is it? Well, it's my signature. It's my autograph. I want to talk about obscurity, because obscurity is the ultimate enemy in business. And obscurity is not being known. So if you're doing all the work and putting your images out there online, or posting them for clients to see, or concerned that clients don't want to see your logo on their images, you're just living in obscurity. One of the things that drives me absolutely bonkers is when I see an amazing image posted on like a seniors page, or even on a family picture. I've gotten to know enough photographers around the country that when I see an image, I'm like, oh, I wonder who took that picture. And when there's no like clear watermark or way for me to tell who it was that was the photographer, guess what? Like, if I'm looking at pictures online and I'm like, holy crap, that's an amazing image, and then tomorrow I get a call for somebody in Timbuktu or wherever that I can't service, but guess what? I know a photographer who is incredible out in your area, and I can refer them to you. That's not going to happen if you're living in obscurity and you're hiding your brand or your watermark from your pictures. So watermark your pictures. Like, it's a simple thing to do, and it's just a way for people to recognize your work. Now, I know everybody says, well, I want my work to be recognized for my work. I get it. But until you're there and your work is so freaking incredible, I just don't think that, like, there's so many people out there that are incredible. It's just become so much easier. High school kids coming out of high school are taking better pictures than I do half the time. Their work is shining over mine in so many situations. And honestly, when people see our work or other people's work and we start to imitate or to emulate that quality of work, then what is it really doing? Are we just going to, well, then they're going to put their logo or their brand or their watermark on that picture, and every picture you take, everybody's going to think, oh, it must have been that guy because it looks the same. So get over it. As a creative, we deserve to be recognized for the work that we do. We spend an ungodly amount of time educating ourselves, practicing, testing different methods, learning how to edit. We have to learn so many things to be a photographer and in business. You have to learn so much. It takes so much time, skill, and energy that we deserve to be recognized for those things, and we deserve to be paid for it. When I don't so much care about quality or experience or certain things, I'll oftentimes look for businesses that are in obscurity to give them my business because I know that I can get it at a cheaper price. So if that's what you want to be remembered for, is the cheap price, then hide yourself behind your images. Don't watermark your images. And I know I'm taking I guess I did kind of get passionate about this, so I might step on a few toes here, and I apologize if I do. You can do it however you want. Unless you're like Gary Fong, who Gary Box just shared this the other day. I can't remember if it was on Clubhouse or where it was that he shared it, but he said when he first got into the business, he heard about this photographer, and the photographer didn't even have their phone number listed on their website because so many people wanted this photographer, and he was so exclusive that you had to get his phone number from one of his past clients. He was that in demand. Now, I'm guessing some of you, maybe many of you, are not that in demand that you have to hide your phone number from the general populace because you're so popular as a photographer. I know I can't even say that. But until you're at that place in your business, I wouldn't try to hide behind not sharing your images with a watermark. Here's the last question I have for you, and the last thing I want you to think about. And I know this is different than in photography, but when was the last time that you complained about Coca-Cola putting a logo on your Diet Coke can or your Coke can? Coca-Cola is known for their brand. They're known for their logo, or as you might say, their watermark on their Coke can. when businesses that big still feel the need for brand recognition, don't you think that you and your small photography business, and I'm saying small, I'm referring to myself as small, don't you think that your own business needs that brand recognition, or at least that brand acknowledgement? We could go with brand acknowledgement by putting your watermark on your pictures. Now, I know this is completely different than a picture that hangs in your client's home. This was something I really toyed with. I was like, well, do I want to print my logo on people's pictures that they hang in their home? And I came to the conclusion that absolutely not, I don't want to. But what I did start doing is I made a very specific signature. Well, I just use my signature, which is the same thing as my logo. And I use a very specific pin that is a silver Sharpie. Well, not a Sharpie, but a silver paint pin. And that's what I sign my pictures with. And I don't sign every single one of the pictures that go on the wall in my clients' homes. But I can tell you this much. I've gotten into a lot of my clients' homes and I forgot to sign the picture and I didn't have the pin with me. And they were like, could you please come back? Or they'll remind me at the gas station when I see them, hey, you got to stop by the house and sign that picture. Because to them, it's worth something. And I've even gone as far as when I have specific clients that spend a certain amount of money, I actually sign it in gold instead of silver. So something to think about. It creates some excitement for the clients. But absolutely, my opinion, everybody's entitled to their own. And you can do what you want to do. But like I said, I've been in the business for a long time and I've never ever had a person steal my images. I've never had clients complain about having the watermark on there. And I'm sure they do. I'm sure that sometimes they want to post a picture without the watermark. Let them. Like, whatever. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff about that. If somebody wants to show my pictures all over God's green earth, let me give you more pictures. Share them away, because that's how I make money, is the more people that see my work and want me to take pictures of them, that's money in the bank. So I am done. Peace out. Feel free to comment below or comment on this video. If you have any other questions, we will absolutely get to them. And I love you guys hung out with us today. And yeah, peace out, Girl Scout.